Good morning, you guys.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning. These things put up, running a little behind. We got some AC problems going on this morning, so we're gonna have hot class, right? Which is not my thing, but the good news is what we're working on right now requires a little bit slower than what I did the last couple weeks, so not a flow, that's for sure. So we'll still be working, but not as much movement. So that'll be good. All right. Let me get my music started. All right, go ahead and lie on back and close your eyes. And start to connect with your breath. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. We're going to start at the crown of our head and work our way down with some relaxation. Because what we're going to do in class today is going to require a lot of focus on certain body parts to help them relax and release. So as you take this next inhale, scan the body, just feeling any tension where it might exist. And as you exhale, imagine that body part just releasing and deflating, letting go. Learning how to relax those body parts is more mind than it is physical. Inhale and draw your attention to the crown of the head. And as you exhale, imagine the head, the forehead, sides of the heads releasing. Allow the jaw to relax. Remove the tongue from the top of the mouth. Allow the tongue to feel heavy and just kind of float towards the back of the mouth, almost as if it were settling in the throat. Feel the pull of the earth on the sides of the face and the cheeks towards the mat. Inhale and draw your attention to your shoulders and your neck. Allow the shoulders to sink in, pull away from the body, to flatten across the back and into the mat. Inhale and draw your attention to the belly, to deep within the belly, not at the surface of the skin, but deep within the belly. And as you exhale, imagine that lower belly just way down deep, just relaxing and melting. Inhale, draw your attention to your thighs. Your thighs are one of those areas that really hold their shape and they hold their place. And it takes a lot of focus to let them relax and let loose. Inhale, draw your attention to your knees. Your knees are one of those primary joints on the body that we use probably more than anything else. But it should feel an emptiness, space, nothingness. But we hold the tension in the muscles around the knees. Inhale, draw your attention to your feet. Allow the feet to just rest naturally, to fall open. On the next inhalation, I want you to draw the breath in, slow, long, and deep. Let it fill the belly, then the chest. And as you exhale, push all of that air out through the mouth. Just strong, deep exhale. And open the eyes. Hi, you come on in. I was wondering about you. Inhale, reach the arms above the head. And as you exhale, bring the arms around and hug the knees into the chest. And rock gently from side to side, massaging the lower back. Release the glutes. And then come to stillness, put the feet on the floor. We're going to warm up our abs just a little bit. So we're going to do a couple little crunches. So bring the knees up first. Hold on to the edges of your mat. So I want you to hold the knees in place. Bring the knees and the ankles together. And the feet are flexed. Lift the calves up till they're parallel to the floor. Bring the knees together. Let me lift your calves some so they're parallel to the floor. Bring the knees together. And I want you to look at the front of the knees. And you notice how they're level right across? They're level. Now, if you take your knees and just take them slightly over to the right, as if you're going to do a windshield, watch what happens to the level in front of the knees. One knee slides behind the other. I want you to stop there and even the knees back out. So we want to keep that level in the knees. That makes sense? And then bring them back. So watch as you go over, what happens is that bottom leg comes out. So adjust and then pull that knee forward. Pull this knee forward towards me so that they're level again. And you maintain that level. And then take them over to the other side. So watch your knees. Let me look here. So as we take them over, what happens? See, this knee comes out. Pull this knee forward towards me. Yep. Pull that one back. Keep them level. Yep. And you come back. Got it. Yep, Sandra, you know what you're doing. Take them back to the other side. So as you go, see how this leg stick starts to come in front of this knee? So pull that knee. Yep, just like that. And then you come back. That requires you to use the ab muscles a little bit more to keep them level. Hi. So take it side to side. Yeah, if you have a belt tied around there, there you go. I was trying to figure out at home. It's like, surely I can come up with some kind of contraption to keep them level, but I couldn't quite figure it out. So go side to side. Do that little windshield wiper. Watch the knees. Keep them level. Straight across. Yep. And then come back. Do a couple times and get that feel of it. And then lift back up. All right, come back to neutral. Rest the feet on the floor. And now what you're going to do is I want you to extend your right leg out, but don't put it on the floor. So you can point with your foot, or you can flex, or you can point. That's pointing with the ball of the foot. I'm going to turn the light on. So I want you to keep your foot engaged because that engages the muscles up the leg and in the lower core. So take that leg as close as you can get it to the floor. And you're just gonna hold it there. Now, if at any time you need to rest, go ahead and set it down and then lift it back up. Now from there, lift the leg straight up to wherever it'll go to stay straight. Once it bends, stop. And then you lower it back down. Your left foot presses into the floor so the knee stays straight up. So inhale, lift the leg, keep the foot engaged the whole time, and then lower back down. You should feel just a slight engagement in the abs. But I want you to notice what your thigh muscle is doing, what that quad is doing. It's kind of nice and tight probably. One more time, inhale to lift. And exhale down. And then bend the knee, bring it back to neutral. Stretch the left leg out. Inhale, lift. Remember, point flex or point the foot and only take that leg where you can get it straight, and then lower back down. Use the right foot to push into the floor. You inhale on the lift, exhale on the lower. A couple more times. Last one, inhale to lift, exhale to lower, and bring it back to neutral. Now both feet on the floor. You press the feet into the floor, and I want you to tilt the pelvis up, hips to the nips, so you decrease that space underneath the lower back. I'm going for no space under the lower back. So now we're gonna add on to that little leg lift. And again, you can hold on to the sides of the mat if you want for a little bit of support. If you hold on to the sides of the mat, reach your hands down as far as they will go and grip the mat, because that pulls the shoulders away from the body and you've got this flat space underneath the shoulders. All right, so the left foot is going to press into the mat to help tilt the pelvic up. Straighten out the right leg and draw your attention to that space underneath the lower back. There should be no space, flat all the way across. Now inhale, lift the leg, keep the pelvis tilted up. Exhale, lower. When you lower, that's when you'll feel the real engagement in the abs, because you've got to keep the pelvis tilted up and that space eliminated. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One last time. Really push through that left foot to help tilt the pelvis up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And then bring the right leg back to neutral. Take a relaxed breath. And then let's get ready again. This time the right foot pushes into the mat. Tilt the pelvis up, hips to the nips, draw the shoulders down. No space under the back. And then straighten the left leg out. Point the foot, flex it or point it. Inhale, lift. Keep the lower back pressed in. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. Push through that right foot to keep the pelvis tilted. And then lower down. Last one. Inhale to lift. Exhale down. And then release. Take a breath. When you take that last breath where you're relaxing, you can feel the rib cage kind of expand again because it gets all tightened up when we use our core. All right, this time, before you do anything, press gently into the feet, tilt the pelvis up. And now you're going to straighten the left leg, but we're not going to raise the left leg. The left leg is going to stay straight out, and you can lift it up some. It doesn't have to stay straight out. It can be, 15, 20, 45 degrees. I don't care. And you're going to pick the right knee up towards the chest. Then the right knee into the chest and tilt the pelvis up. I'm going to round and help. So left leg should be off the floor. Yep. Right knee into the chest. The pelvis is tilted up, and you should have that same minimization of space underneath the lower back. Yeah, so tilt the pelvis up, you're going the wrong opposite way. Right now your pelvis is going down. So imagine your hip points coming up towards your face. There you go. Yep, yeah, like that. There you go. All right, go ahead and release. And then we're gonna swap feet. So this time the right leg stretches out. Use the left leg first to tilt the hips to the nips. Imagine the hips coming upward, right? And then pull the left knee, is it the left? Yeah. Left knee into the chest. Right leg is off the floor. Yep. Hips are tilted. Now, while you're here, I want you to change the position of the foot to see if it helps anymore. You can point the right foot, sorry. Right foot, try pointing it and see if that helps the muscles engage more. Point your foot. Tilt the pelvis up. And now, floint the foot. That's where you point with the ball of the foot and you pull the toes back to the nose. So point, point, point. Pull the toes back and point with that. And tilt the pelvis up. Usually this one is the most engaging. All right, go ahead and relax. Hug the knees into the chest. Release the abs. All right, bring the feet back down, knees are up. And you're going to take the right foot and cross it over the left knee. Now I want you to flex the foot, but just flex it gently. You don't have to do anything strong here. We keep the foot flexed when it's crossed over the knee to help protect the ligaments in the knee that's crossed. But it doesn't have to be a strong cross. We're coming into a figure four, so bring that to your knee. There you go. Yep, just like that. And keep it flexed. Just gently is fine. Nothing to engage. Take your right hand to the inside of the knee and push the leg away from the body. Now, press through the left foot and tilt the pelvis up again. So hips to the nips. Relax the shoulders. And we're just starting to open the hips. Now inhale and draw the left knee in. You can thread the arms through the leg and hold behind the left knee. And we're just stretching out that right leg. Take a couple of breaths. And release. And then we're going to swap legs. Right foot to the floor, left knee crosses over the right, or left foot crosses over the right knee. Gently flex the left foot. Use your hand to press the left knee away from the body. Remember that gentle flex in the left foot. And now push through the right foot and tilt the pelvis up. Minimize that space underneath the lower back. Inhale, draw the right knee in, thread the hand through, hold behind the right leg. Ooh, that's tight. All right, release both feet back to the floor. The knees are still up. Again, we're going back to the right leg. Cross the right leg over the left knee. Draw the left knee in and hold for a second behind the left knee. And I want you to pull the left knee in as close to the chest as you can get it. Now, wherever that is, leave that left knee there, let go. Take one hand to the right foot and one hand behind the right knee. And keep that leg pulled into the chest, the right leg pulled into the chest as much as it was when that left knee was up. Does that make sense? So hold foot, wherever you were, there, stay there. Yep, you're good. Hold here so the foot stays flexed. Yep. And pull that wherever it was. Yep, you stay there. And hold this hand to this leg right there. Yep. Got to take this hand, put it behind the foot here so it helps it stay flexed. So your right leg is going to stay where it is because you're holding it. And your left leg, you're going to inhale and stretch it straight out to the floor. Right? You're going to push it out. Don't let it touch. Take your exhale there. On the next inhale, bring that knee back in all the way where it was. Exhale, straight out. Tilt the pelvis up and follow your breath. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, straighten out. Keep the core engaged. Inhale in. Exhale out. When you bring it in, make contact between the knee and the foot or the ankle so it stretches that left leg. More times. All right, go ahead, come back to neutral and release the left. Stretch it out, shake it, and then bring it back to the knee upright position. Now cross the right leg over the left knee. Flex the left foot. Remember that gentle flex. And then draw the left knee into the chest. Hold behind the knee first and pull that left knee in as far as it'll go first. And then take the left hand to the bottom of the right foot. Right hand holds the right knee. And you hug that right leg into the chest. The left leg starts to straighten out all the way. Flexing the foot, point or floint, either one. Inhale, bring the left knee in, make contact. Exhale, flex. And do that with your breath. Inhale, and every time make contact so you get a stretch on both sides. Pull that in there. Got it. Good. Tilt the pelvis up. Make sure that there's no space underneath the lower back. Two more. And last one, and then you'll come back to neutral. Awesome. Release the legs. Shake them out just a second. And then you're going to roll over to your right side. Take a breath or two, and then we're going to come up to standing. Guys, abs a little warm. Just a little. All right. So now we're going to switch gears for just a minute, and we're going to focus on the feet and the ankles. When our feet and our ankles are out of place, our knees are out of place, and then our hips are out of place, and vice versa. So what I want you to do, I'm going to stand to the side here so you can see. I want you to put your feet hip distance apart. After you bring your feet in some. There, go out just a little bit. So the average width for hip distance is about 2 fists together. And I know women especially be like, my hips are way bigger than that. That may be, but your bones are not. We're going with the bones and not the love handles, right? All right. So right from here, we're going to take a step back with the right foot, just about the space of a walking step. So step back with the right. When you step back, your left knee and ankle are behind the foot now. What I want you to do is kind of lift up the heel of the right foot and bring the knee and the ankle back in alignment over the left foot. So look down, go. And what I want you to do is focus on keeping the knee over the ankle. And you're going to start to lower the heel from the right foot. This is going to create an intense stretch in the right hip flexor. So just kind of focus with that a minute. Keep your look down, because what's going to happen is you'll start to put that heel back, but you're really just moving your body back. So you're not stretching anything. I want the left knee over the left ankle, and you push, push, push that right heel down. Woo, doggy. And if you can get it, then relax. Keep the knee over the ankle. I'm going to come around and check. So when you can get it, yep, you're there. Turn your heel so much your foot's out. There you go. Okay, so you're doing good. Now, feel that. Make sure relax it. Knee over the ankle. Yep. So now you're there. Okay. So bring this, look down. Bring that knee back over the ankle. Yep. Bring this forward some. Yep. But straighten the leg. Don't hyperextend. You don't need to hyperextend. There you go. I know, right? It's hard to, it's really hard to do. This is not easy. Okay. So now, right where you're at, you can look down. Now I want you to relax the quad muscles, the hamstring, the glutes, and the hip flexors. Perfect. Yep. Now relax. Feel that? Feel that? Relax. This is where that extreme focus comes into play so that you don't lose the pose or the stretch, but you let everything relax. All right, good. Now step back the feet together and kind of shake it out. You should feel something going on in this right hip flexor. All right, now let's do the other side. So first things first, feet are hip distance apart and the toes are straight ahead. The heels don't turn out, they don't turn in, feet are straight ahead. Take a step back with the left foot and go ahead and put the left heel down. And now lift the left heel to push the right leg forward so the hip, the knee, and the ankle are all stacked on top of one another. Now from there, look down, keep that stack, and try to start lowering that back heel. Here comes my southern drawl. Now, as you do this, we have a tendency to lock out the knee on the standing leg. Don't lock that knee out. That's just telling you you need to relax more. My left side is not nearly as flexible right today as the right. I can't get my left. Ooh, doggy. There it goes. Once you get it stacked and that back heel down, relax. Let the glute release. Release the quads. Release those quads. Beautiful. Now stay right where you are and turn this heel out. Now, there you go. Now relax. Relax. Use your breath to try and relax those muscles so that wherever you are, relax. Can you get some relaxation in those quads? Cynthia, you do not look relaxed at all. Right? There you go. There you go. I saw it. All right. Go ahead and step forward. Shake it out. Woo. Shake. All right. Now we're going to take it a little bit deeper. Feet hip distance apart again. And now you're going to take a little bit more of a step back with the right. Just a little bit more. Look back and make sure that right foot is completely in line. That the second toe is in line with the heel and the ankle, so the heel doesn't turn out. Lift the right heel and stack the left leg. Ankle, knee, hip. Now from here, that back heel is lifted, right? I want you to take your pelvis, scoop hips to the nips, and you push your tailbone forward. That's what we call it. Get a little arch in the back when you do that. And now squeeze all that, tilt the hips to the nips, straighten the shoulders and the spine. And from here, keep pushing the hips forward and up, and then relax this left quad muscle. Don't fall over. Leg is stacked. And then relax. Now you should have felt something in that left calf muscle. All right. Okay, go ahead, swap feet. Right foot's forward, left foot takes a little further than a step back. Lift the left heel and stack the right leg. Now scoop the pelvis, hips to the nips, push the hips forward. We call it pushing the tailbone forward. So when we do a scoop with the hips to the nips, it's like we call it our pelvic bowl, just kind of rounds and hips. But when we push the tailbone forward, we don't have as much rounding in that pelvic bowl. It's like somebody, if I was coming behind you with my hand and pushing on your tailbone, pushing those hips forward. And now you've got this right leg stacked, tailbone is pressing forward, release his right quad. Take your breaths. And then release. Come back to neutral, shake it out. All right. Now from wherever you're standing, hips or feet distance apart, take just a regular walking step forward with the right foot and a walking step back with the left. Feet are straight. Now, I want you to use your right foot, push into the floor, and push the body back, the left leg back, as if you were trying to stack the left leg over the knee and the ankle. You're not going to be able to stack it, but what you're doing is you're pushing the tailbone back. Make sense? So you should feel it pressing down through this left hip flexor. Now from here, you're going to bend both knees, but the right knee only goes above to the ankle of the right foot. The left knee goes straight down towards the floor. You're not going to take a 90-degree bend. I want the left heel to stay on the floor, and you're going to get a stretch on the Achilles tendon and up the back of the calf. That makes sense? So the right knee only goes over the foot. Left heel stays on the floor. It's got a minor bend in the left leg. And now from here, scoop, hips to the nips, lift the shoulders, and then push the tailbone forward. You ought to feel all things unheavenly in this left leg. Woo. And then come up, step forward, shake it out. Right. I said it was all things unheavenly, right?
I feel more sensation like in this area.
In the front?
Yeah. Is that
interesting?
Like here, like that. And I can feel it right here.
In the front? Step back again, let me see. You're healed out, yep. But you're okay in the back?
Yeah.
And not in the front. So bring the feet together. So you know how sometimes we put more pressure on the outside of our feet, and sometimes people put more pressure on the inside of the feet, especially if you're runners or skiers, you'll tend to turn one way or the other. The front of our ankles and the backs of our calves do the same thing. So if you have walked, Lenny, I hope this doesn't apply to you, but just saying it's okay if it does. If you're used to walking in high heels, the tendons and the ligaments down the front of the leg are longer and stretched and may not be as strong, right? Now, if you are used to walking totally, kind of flat-footed, the muscles are longer in the back of the leg and not as strong. So it just probably depends, right? So you ever notice as, people get older, they start to shuffle their feet, right? We don't do that necessarily because we're afraid of losing our balance. It's that the muscles have lost their elasticity and their strength to raise the foot up and down. So that's why in yoga so much we practice not only pointing and flexing, but also pointing. It's like we do all things. Because when you flex, if you just lift your right leg up and you flex, pull that foot back as strong as you can, you'll feel it on the back of the leg. And then if you point as strong as you can, you feel it in the front and the sides of the legs. So we do all those things. So that's all it means is you've got one side a little bit uneven, stronger than the other. Yep. All right. So feet together. And now we're taking a step forward with the left and a step back with the right. Lower the right heel. Make sure both feet are facing forward. The heel doesn't turn in or out. So Lenny and Kathy, fix your heels. Lenny, your right heel, turn it out. There you go. Woo! Don't fall over. Now, the first thing is imagine you're trying to stack the right leg. You're trying to push the body back to stack the right leg. You won't be able to stack it, but I want you to feel like it's going to stack, right? And then the front knee is going to bend only to over the left ankle. The right knee bends, and the right heel stays on the floor. Once you get it to your position, now tuck the pelvis super strong. Push the tailbone forward. Whew. And breathe. Don't forget to breathe. And then step it forward and shake it out. That's good. Like that? Isn't that weird? I got way worse ones than that, but we'll leave it there today or we're gonna run out of time. Shake it out. Even the slightest little alignment that's off will change the stretch and you lose it. So like if you do these at home and you're in this position and you turn the heel out, you'll feel the shift to the side. You want to feel it right up there where that hamstring connects to the bone. If you turn it in, you'll feel it in the knee. You want that. So you always want to make sure the feet are straight ahead. All right. Good. Now we're going to sit back down. I'm going to do a little work on the knees. All right. So bring the legs out in front of you first. And I want you to take your hands and massage the kneecaps. The kneecaps are fluid and should just move around some. Massaging this helps to release the fluid that gets trapped in the knee. Now take 2 or 3 fingers behind the knee and kind of palpate that area behind the knee. What happens when we get fluid trapped back there? You can get little cysts and just all kinds of yucky stuff going on in the back of the knee. So it's good to just massage your knees. You ever notice if you go get a massage anywhere and they massage your kneecaps, you know they are doing good, you know they know what they're doing, go back to them. Because most of the time people don't touch your knees. They stay away from them, just like women's boobs they stay away from, right? So they massage your knees, there's a good chance they're gonna get your boobs. No, just kidding. Isn't it great to have you back? Well. All right. So this person, we are gonna do some work on the knees, but the knees are tough because you've got so many things that attach to the knees in so many different places. So I'm going to give you some options first. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my left leg and I'm going to bring it above my knee, cross it over. Okay.
I have one more. So I'm going to block.
Oh, absolutely. Grab all the blocks you want here.
Thanks so much.
That's always an option too. I always forget. Sitting on blocks so that your knee angles down towards the floor if you want to sit, or you put it underneath the knee, that, or you can sit on it. I always forget all the options. Just focus on my own options. Okay, so this is the first one where it's just kind of this figure 4 where the foot or the ankles cross just above the knee. So you feel how the foot pressing into the bottom of this quad muscle there, it feels kind of tension or whatever. That's your muscle tension up. We're going to focus on trying to relax that here shortly. So this is the first option. If your knee is okay here, how do you know? It's because your calf will be parallel to the floor. So Sandra, take your knee and push it down because I know why. You got enough flexibility that your leg should look like hers. So if it doesn't, take your leg, bring it up like this, and rotate the hip out. Like that for a little bit. And then try it again. Interesting. Take your right leg and scoot it out to the side some. Doesn't make sense because you're so flexible. All right. Well, it's what it is because I know how flexible she is, and I know her mobility. It's just her left hip is not in alignment. Something's just kind of out of whack. But sorry. Okay. So if you can sit like this and your calf is parallel to the floor, Linda, that's awesome. Yeah. So left over. Left over. Bring it down closer towards the knee first. See? Okay. There you go. There you go. And if it's good and you don't feel anything really going on in the knee, you might feel a little bit of pull or tension, that's totally fine. Then I want you to bring the right heel right in line with the right hip. Bring it up closer. And if your knee is okay there, now I want you to focus on this right quad, because I bet it's tense. And I want you to relax the right leg as much as you possibly can. And if you would just sit and watch for a little bit, if you were here last week when I helped you guys release the glute muscles, where you were, Sandra, the same thing will happen to the quad muscle. Eventually it will release and it stops feeling like you've got a Charlie horse growing in there from this leg pushing on, this foot pushing on there. It's like meditation and focus at its deepest. You feel it twitching? Good. I can see, Lenny, your right quad. I can see how tight it is. I can see it sticking up. And yours released. I can see how flat it is now. So when that quad is in tension, you'll see the nice rounding of the muscle. When it's released, it just kind of looks flat.
Doesn't feel that tense.
No, right? It's because that's what your norm is. That's what it's used to. All right. Now, what I don't want you to do, because if you can see me, I know I'm not sideways, but I'm kind of hunched over and my back is curved. I'm okay with that. I don't want you to sit up, because as soon as you sit up, that quad is going to tighten up again. You hunch over, that's fine. So I'm going to inhale and raise my arms, but I'm not going to straighten my back. I just want to keep that quad relaxed. Keep the foot relaxed. And then you're going to bend and reach towards that right foot. I don't want you to go super far because you'll feel it in this right leg. We want this quad to stay as relaxed as possible. Take your hands to the floor, round the spine, relax, and see, can you get that right leg to relax anymore? And you also might need to relax the left foot. Now you're just going to roll the spine to come back to neutral. Try not to reuse that right leg at all. And I'm still kind of hunched over. Inhale the arms from where you are. Don't straighten the back. Exhale as you reach again a little further towards this right foot. Take the arms to the floor immediately and then start to relax. So what we're working on doing is getting this left foot as close as we can to the chest, because we're kind of in a folded type egg position, right? And the right leg and the left all relaxed. The tension in that left knee comes from the muscles being tense. We want to lengthen and strengthen. We can't do that if it's all tensed up. Now, wherever you are, right here, I want you to take your hands over to the outside of the right leg, and you're going to walk over to the right. We're going to add a little torso twist. And then relax. As you breathe and you relax, go back to start at the crown of the head and releasing the jaw, the teeth, and the face, the neck, the shoulders, everything. Now take an inhale and see if you can deepen that twist a little more by walking the hands a little bit further to the right. Depending on how far you walk the hands to the right, you might start to feel it in the left hip flexor now. All right, wherever you're at, you're gonna slowly roll the spine up, staying in this torso twist, and then unwind, taking the torso to the front. Now to uncross the knee, because it's been there for a while, take your left hand under the left knee, right hand to the left foot, and kind of lift the knee, lean back, guide the calf over to the floor, straighten the left leg out, and then massage the left kneecap. And you can roll the leg in and out and release that left hip flexor. Everybody's knees okay? All right, now we gotta do the other side. So first, take the right leg, right ankle, cross it over the left knee, just at the top of the knee. And see, can you get that right calf parallel to the floor? Everybody's looking good. And then start to focus on relaxing that left quad. You may find that one side is so much easier to relax than the other. And if you're okay here, see, can you pull that right heel in towards the hip, higher up on the quad? You can hold the foot. And focus on releasing that left quad. Wherever you feel strain in the body, that's your indicator. That's where you're holding tension. Right now I feel it in my right knee because my right hip flexor, I can feel that tension. If I let that figure out how to release, that strain in the knee will go away. All right, wherever you're at, keep the spine rounded, keep the quads relaxed. Inhale the arms up. And as you exhale, fold towards the left foot.
Ooh, let our quad go back again.
Relax. Focus, just focus on relaxing. And to come back, you just keep the spine rounded and you roll back up. Don't worry about straightening the spine. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold towards that left foot. Exhale, relax. I can feel my right side releasing now and my knee goes closer towards the floor when that hip flexor releases. Now take your hands to the outside of the left leg. Okay, we're going to start to do this little torso twist. And then as you inhale, kind of start to walk the hands over towards the left a little more. then exhale back into your relaxation. Walk a little more to the left if you can. And then inhale and start to roll the spine up exactly where you are. And as you exhale, then you unwind. Your right hand underneath the right knee, left hand on the right foot. Lift the leg, guide the calf to the floor, and then slide it out. And then shake, rub that kneecap. And palpate underneath. All right, last piece for today. You're gonna bring your left leg back in. This time you're gonna put it underneath the right. So the heel is kind of lined up with the sits bone, right? Because if it was on top, it would be lined up with the hip flexor. There we go. And now you ought to feel a little bit of twitching or cramping underneath. If you've got that heel in the right spot on the hamstring, let it release. Now, we're going to tuck the pelvis up because when we sit like this, the pelvis automatically goes down, the belly protrudes. We want to create that rounding in the spine, tilting the hips to the nips, tilting up, and then pull the shoulders back to kind of straighten the spine some, draw the belly in, and now lift the right leg. Exhale, lower down. And when you lower down and the hamstring makes good contact with the heel again, you let everything relax. So tuck the pelvis, pull the shoulders back. Inhale, lift the right leg. As you exhale, relax. Start lower down, relax, relax, relax. Make that contact, and you should see the quad just release and expand. Got it? All right. Tuck the pelvis, pull the shoulders back. Inhale, arms up. And as you exhale, turn towards your right. The hands come down. The right hand's going to touch the floor. The left hand, not so much. It's on the outside. Press to the right hand to lift the torso. Inhale, lift this right leg. Lift it up as high as you can, pressing through the right hand. Exhale, lower down, release that quad. Unwind. And then straighten the legs out. Shake, shake, shake. All right. Right leg underneath the left, right heel underneath the left. Line that heel up. And again, that right foot should be slightly flexed. You don't want to just let it hang loose. All right. Tuck the pelvis, get that rounding in the spine, then pull the shoulders back. Lift the left leg. And slowly lower down. When it lowers and it makes that contact, start to release. And that side won't release. Oh my gosh. I call it a sweet spot. There's a sweet spot underneath on that hamstring where if the heel is in the right spot and it's kind of digging in, it helps that release. All right. Tuck the pelvis, hips to the nips, pull the shoulders back, straighten the spine. Inhale, arms up. Lift that left leg. Exhale, start to lower, releasing that quad, making contact, bring the arms down. Whew. Look, It just wants to twitch by itself and tighten back up, doesn't it? Oh my gosh, settle down. Whew. All right, tuck the pelvis, inhale, arms up, pull the shoulders back, and as you exhale, oh my gosh, start to twist towards the left, bringing that left hand to the floor. Push the left hand down, right hand comes to the outside of the right leg. My left leg will not cooperate. Take that torso twist. And when you're ready, on the inhale, lift the left leg. Keep pushing through that left hand. And exhale, start to lower down. Relax, relax, relax. Make contact and let it release. And then unwind. Awesome. All right, stretch that right leg out. Rub the knees. Very good. You gotta stay where you're at. I'm gonna turn around. Bring the knees up, feet on the floor. Palms, hands behind you, and the fingers face away from you. And from here, feet are flat. As you inhale, lift the hips. We're coming into a reverse tabletop. Exhale down. And then walk the hands back just a little more. Inhale, lift. Push that tailbone up. Exhale down. And then release the hands. Bring the arms out. Round the spine. Tucking the hips to the nips. And slowly lower down. Take a couple of cleansing breaths. Close the eyes and start to get ready for Shavasana. Reconnect with your breath by inhaling and exhaling through the nose. When you can no longer feel the heartbeat in the chest, that's your cue to breathe naturally. On the next inhalation, start to bring your body back to awareness. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Inhale, open the eyes, reach the arms above the head. And as you exhale, bring the arms around, hug the knees into the chest. Roll gently from side to side, massaging the lower back. Roll over to your right side and allow the blood to flow from the heart to the earth. Use your left hand to press into the earth and come up to seated. Bring the hands to heart center. If we feel inwardly strong, we will have no need or desire to speak ill of others. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste.
Namaste.
I believe I do. Let me just check.
I still can't find them online.
I know.
I only
They are
have like one left.
slowly but surely, but our new owner, she is freaking awesome.
What is her name?
Ashley, just amazing. And
Is she changing like things and?
oh my God, anything. I mean, it's like you might not have noticed, but there's been 100 changes already, just in like kind of